from Made in Gervais. ABC Columbia News at 6.
Stormy Monday. It started out nice, but the sky has since opened up. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Rochelle Dean.
And I'm Josh Berry. Yeah, we're hearing it outside as we open the show. Severe weather has made its way into the area. Chief Meteorologist John Farley joining us now for a look at the conditions. How are we shaping up, John?
Well, that line that we've been talking about all afternoon that would make its way in, it's now splitting right through Columbia and working its way to the east. And as strong as it is right now, it has weakened considerably since it was about 2 hours away. So that's good news. But nonetheless, things are a little bumpy. Let's take you north of Columbia and show you basically Winnsboro, Ridgeway, Blythewood, everything on the front side here. That's where the strongest winds are. And just behind it, you'll get the strongest rain as the whole thing pushes off to the east. Coming farther to the south, again, here's Columbia. Things have kind of gotten a little bit broken up, but as you go south of Columbia, there's another line forming, and you can see it goes basically east of Congaree, now just east of Swansea, and that's going to continue to kick off to the east here as well. Again, right along this line, just to the east of Swansea, Gaston, and to the west of Hopkins, that's where the strongest wind will be as everything pushes off to the east. Now, the bigger view shows you that the line is marching right on through. Behind it, it's steady, moderate rain. That's what we'll be looking at once that first line goes through your neighborhood, and that's going to take care of business. So let's give you a look at things here in terms of the temperatures, and you'll see where it has rained and where it hasn't. Down into the 60s, Lexington and west, everybody to the east, even in some cases still hanging on in the 80s, but that's going to change as that line goes on through. And here's the wind. These are sustained winds now. Right now in Columbia, sustained at 38, so very gusty for a brief time, and then things will be dying off, as I say, as that line pushes east. So here's what we're looking at tonight. Stormy, windy for about a 10-minute period, maybe 10 or 15-minute period as the front edge of that line goes through, and then it drops down to moderate rain on and off for the rest of the evening. Now, tomorrow, well, we're back at it. On and off showers. Looks like we'll see some early and then another round late in the day as how this thing is going to play out. But after tomorrow, things will quiet down. We'll go over that coming up in just a bit.
All right, John, we're checking with you in just a bit. The heartbroken mother whose daughter died after a fight in her 5th grade classroom says the school failed to protect her daughter, 10-year-old Renaya Wright. More than a week later, her mother says officials still have not explained exactly what happened. She sat down with ABC's Zachary Quiche for an exclusive interview.
It's just hard.
The exact cause of the little girl's death is still under investigation, and school officials aren't releasing details of exactly what happened. What Renaya's mother does know, she says she learned from her daughter's classmates.
She was bothering Naya all day, you know, wanting to fight her. They were in the class and the girl came up from behind her and was hitting her all in the head. How long, I don't know. She pushed her or rammed her head or something into the bookshelf.
Did Naya have any prior health issues?
My baby was normal as a 10-year-old supposed to be.
In this video, the 10-year-old appears as a quiet, shy girl supporting her church as a junior usher.
We look forward to Renaya doing great things in the church, right, Renaya?
Her mother now suggests that during that altercation, the teacher, a substitute, may have been distracted.
The other kid said that she was on her phone.
The Colleton County School District released a statement saying, "We realize and appreciate that people want to know what happened. Once the investigation is complete, we will release a full report to the public."
Was Zachary Quiche reporting for us this evening. Investigators in Lawrence County say a fight between two men as they drove along Interstate 26 ended in death on the side of the road. Deputies say Irvin Miguet of Irmo was charged with murder. Investigators say the body of Malene Colts, also of Irmo, was found on the side of the highway and had been shot twice. According to deputies, the men had been driving from Columbia to North Carolina and were on their way back when they started fighting.
It was a frantic effort to get out alive of an apartment fire. Tonight, we have new information of the cause of Saturday's fire at the Harbison Gardens apartment complex. ABC Columbia's Tim Scott tells us how some of the people who lived there plan to move forward.
Brianna Green says she was asleep Saturday night when she heard people yelling about a fire breaking out in her apartment building.
And then just a big black cloud of smoke just came in, and you couldn't see anything. It was just pitch black.
Brianna says she and her family then tried to get out through the front door, but the passageway was engulfed in flames.
And the only way out was the balcony. So we threw each person one by one, And then I had climbed myself as far as I can get to the ground and jump down the rest of the way.
The American Red Cross of South Carolina says they helped 30 people, 19 of which were children, as a result of the blaze. Columbia Fire Chief Aubrey Jenkins says that the fire was caused by an unattended pot left on the stove.
Anytime you're cooking, always be attentive when you're cooking. Never leave the house with a pot on the stove.
Several of the people living in the building say they've had to stay in hotels or with neighbors. With memories and important parts of their lives trapped inside, some have had to stay strong.
I couldn't cry. I had to hold myself together because they were all crying. I had to hold my daughter together and the little ones, so I was never able to cry.
Even though some can't go inside their homes, they are hopeful that they can rise from the ashes to make a fresh start.
I still in disbelief that I can't go to my house and turn the key to go in. I still give God the praise and stuff because maybe he have better things for me at this point.
Tim Scott, ABC Columbia News.
The Columbia Fire says that 18 people were inside that building when the fire broke out. Fortunately, no one was injured. A Midlands church is doing its part to help the families displaced by that fire. New Beulah Church of Columbia is asking for donations of clothes and shoes at its location on Piney Grove Road.
Anything that would help, clothing, hygiene items, things of that nature that folks use on a day-to-day basis. And that's going to help them get back to normal life as soon as possible.
Pastor Bell tells us the church will be taking donations tomorrow through Sunday from 5 in the afternoon until 8 in the evening. Okay, up next, a look back at the life of a South Carolina political giant.
Plus, how Midland's men can take a stand against sexual violence one step at a time.
From Maninger Bay, this is ABC Columbia News with Josh Berry, Rochelle Dean, weather with Chief Meteorologist John Farley, and sports with Mike Gillespie. Experience ABC Columbia News at 6.